everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a deep dive into how AI is transforming the customer experience. And let's be real, that means your experience.
Yeah, it really does.
Our source material for this deep dive is a fascinating document called Harnessing AI for Enhanced Customer Experience. And let me tell you, it is packed with incredible insights.
It really is.
So get ready to explore the building blocks of this AI revolution, see how it's already playing out in the real world, and maybe even get a glimpse into the future of how businesses will interact with you, the customer.
You know, it's amazing how much customer expectations have changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we were all okay with waiting for a response or just dealing with, generic service.
Right.
But today, it's a whole different ballgame.
Totally.
Consumers now, they want a personalized experience, they want it instantly, and they want it to be seamless. And honestly, businesses are kind of scrambling to keep up.
So it's not enough to just offer great products anymore, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're saying that companies need to create an unforgettable experience around that product.
Absolutely.
Like the customer journey is just as important as the destination.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Uh-huh.
The research actually backs that up. 76% of customers, they expect companies to understand their needs.
Wow.
And a whopping 84% value the experience just as much as the products themselves.
If we're talking about a major shift here, right?
Definitely.
It's not just about reactive customer service anymore. We're moving towards this proactive AI-powered approach, something that can almost anticipate what a customer needs.
You got it.
Okay, but anticipating needs, that sounds a little, I don't know, sci-fi to me. Can you give me a concrete example of how that actually works in the real world? I'm having trouble wrapping my head around it.
Sure, let's take the telecommunications industry. Imagine your internet suddenly goes down.
The word.
Super frustrating. Right. In the past, you have had to call customer service, wait on hold forever, and then try to explain what's going on to someone who probably doesn't even understand.
Oh, I've been there. It's painful.
Right. But now, AI can actually predict those network problems before they even happen.
Really?
It analyzes all sorts of data, and then, get this, it can proactively notify you about the issue and even suggest solutions.
So it's like AI is acting as my personal tech support team.
That's a great way to put it. It's like having 2047 support, powered by AI. No more waiting on hold, no more frustrating conversations.
Yeah, I can definitely get behind that. But it sounds like we're talking about something much bigger than just simple automation, right?
Right. This is about AI understanding the context of each interaction, learning from every single piece of data, and then, based on all of that, making intelligent decisions in real time to give you, the customer, a truly tailored experience.
Okay, so AI isn't about replacing humans altogether.
Not at all.
It's about giving them the tools and information they need to provide better service.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay, so let's dig a little deeper into how this AI engine actually works. What are the core technologies that make all of this possible?
Think of it like an orchestra, right? You've got all these different instruments, each playing its own part, but together they create this amazing symphony.
I like that analogy.
The same goes for AI-powered customer experiences. You have all these different technologies working together in concert, and one of the most important ones is natural language processing, or NLP.
Ah, NLP. That's the one that allows machines to understand and respond to us humans, right? Like when I'm chatting with a chatbot online.
Exactly. But it goes way beyond those basic chatbots. Imagine a financial institution using NLP to analyze your emails. It could automatically send those complex inquiries to a human expert while also responding to those simple requests, like a balance inquiry, without any human intervention.
So it's streamlining the entire process, making it faster and more efficient for everyone.
You got it.
Okay, so what other instruments are playing in this AI orchestra?
Well, next up, you've got machine learning, or ML for short. This is the brains behind the operation. Think of it as a set of algorithms that are constantly learning and adapting, getting smarter with every piece of data they process.
So the more data it analyzes, the smarter it gets. Kind of scary, but also amazing.
Definitely both. But the potential is huge. Look at e-commerce platforms, for example. They're using ML to analyze millions of interactions every single day. By understanding your behavior, what you like, what you don't like, they can give you better product recommendations and make those search results more relevant to what you're actually looking for.
So it's like having a personal shopper who knows my taste better than I do.
You got it.
Okay, what about predictive analytics? That one always feels a little like mind reading to me.
I know what you mean. Predictive analytics combines all this past data with real-time information to forecast future needs and behaviors. So, for example, telecommunications companies can now identify those customers who might be thinking about switching providers. They figure this out based on usage patterns, online sentiment, things like that. And then they can intervene, address those concerns, keep you happy.
So it's like they have a crystal ball that can see into my future. What about computer vision?
Computer vision is where systems can actually see and interpret visual information, like a retail app that uses visual search.
How does that work?
You take a picture of, let's say, a shirt you like, and boom, the app uses computer vision to find that exact shirt or something very similar in their inventory.
It's like magic, but it's really just AI at work.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got all of these incredible technologies, NLP, ML, predictive analytics, computer vision, but how are they actually integrated into the customer journey? It seems like a pretty complicated puzzle to put together.
It's not about using AI at every single point. It's about being strategic, finding those key moments where AI can make the biggest difference.
So where are those AI sweet spots?
We're looking for areas where there are lots of interactions happening, where customers frequently run into problems, where data is already being collected, and where things are just really resource intensive. By focusing on those areas, businesses can make those interactions feel more personal, streamline those clunky processes, and create a better overall experience.
So it's about using AI to eliminate those little pain points that can make a customer's experience frustrating.
Exactly.
Can you walk me through some concrete examples of how AI is being used across different stages of the customer journey?
Absolutely. Let's start with the discovery phase. You're online, you're looking for a new pair of shoes. AI can analyze your past behavior, what you bought before, what you've clicked on, even what you've left in your cart, and then suggest products that fit your style.
So AI is acting as my personal stylist, helping me cut through the clutter and find what I'm looking for.
Precisely. And once you've found a few things you like, AI can help you make a decision. We call this the evaluation phase. You could use virtual try-on technology to see how those shoes would look on you.
Oh, I've seen those. Pretty cool.
AI could even give you some style advice, based on what you already own and what you're looking for.
Okay, so AI is there to help me every step of the way, even before I make a purchase. But what about when I'm ready to buy? What role does AI play in the purchase phase?
This is where AI can really help streamline things and make sure the experience is smooth and secure. AI can remember your shipping preferences, your payment information, and it can also work behind the scenes to prevent fraud.
So it's all about convenience and security.
Exactly. And some services can even use AI to automate things like loan or insurance approvals, making the whole process faster and more efficient.
I'm liking this AI-powered world more and more. But what happens after I make the purchase? Does AI just disappear?
Not at all. Post-purchase is another area where AI is revolutionizing the customer experience. Imagine getting a notification that your washing machine might need a repair before it even breaks down.
How is that even possible?
AI is analyzing performance data, looking for patterns that suggest a problem might be on the horizon.
That's wild.
Or, picture this. You get a new smartphone, and AI sends you personalized tips and tricks to help you get the most out of it. It's about building a relationship with the customer, making sure they're happy even after they've made the purchase.
So AI is not just about closing the sale, it's about building loyalty and providing ongoing support.
You got it. And that brings us to what might be the most exciting aspect of AI. Its ability to deliver truly personalized experiences, and not just to a few people, but at scale.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me more about this personalization magic.
Imagine a world where companies don't just lump you into these broad customer segments based on, demographics or whatever. Instead, they see you as an individual with your own unique needs, preferences, and behaviors.
So no more being treated like just another number in the system.
Exactly. That's the power of AI-driven personalization.
It sounds almost too good to be true. How is that level of personalized attention even possible?
It all comes down to dynamic customer profiling. Forget about those static categories like millennial or working professional. AI creates a profile that's constantly evolving, always updating in real time as you interact with the company. It's always analyzing new data and refining its understanding of who you are and what you want.
It's like having a personal assistant who's always learning more about me and anticipating my needs. What kind of data are we talking about here? What's AI using to create this incredibly detailed profile?
Well, it starts with the basics. What you bought before, your browsing history. AI analyzes not just what you buy, but how you navigate websites, what you click on, and what you leave behind in your cart.
I'm starting to feel a little bit exposed here, but if it means getting a more tailored experience, I'm willing to play along.
That's the trade-off, right? It's about creating a better experience for you. And it goes beyond just purchases. AI also looks at what channels you prefer to use to interact with the company, what time of day you're most active, things like that.
So no more annoying notifications at 3:00 a.m.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
The really advanced systems can even factor in things like your location, the weather, local events, and even your social media activity.
It's like they're building this incredibly detailed 3D model of my life.
In a way, they are, but the goal is to use that information to give you the best possible experience.
Okay, but what are they actually doing with all this data? What's the end game?
It's about understanding what you need and predicting your behavior so they can offer you the most relevant and valuable experience. For example, AI can predict what you're likely to buy in the future. It can even estimate your risk of switching to a competitor or calculate your lifetime value to a company.
Wow, that's powerful stuff. But with all this data being collected and analyzed, what about my privacy? It feels like a bit of a trade-off.
It is. And that's why the most ethical companies are very transparent about their data practices. You should always know what data is being collected, how it's being used, and what control you have over it.
So, as a consumer, how can I protect my privacy in this AI-driven world?
Look for companies that are upfront about their data practices. They should have clear, easy to understand privacy policies, and they should give you the ability to control what you share.
Okay, so I need to be an informed consumer and do my homework.
Got it. We've talked a lot about how AI can gather data about me and use it to personalize my experience. But what about those times when I need help? When I have a question, are we still talking about those basic chatbots that are more frustrating than helpful?
Luckily, the chatbots of today are light years ahead of those clunky early versions. They've evolved into these really sophisticated digital assistants that can understand and respond to those complex queries, and they do it with remarkable accuracy.
So no more getting stuck in those endless chatbot loops. Tell me more about this evolution. What's changed? Well, one big change is natural language understanding, or NLU. These new digital assistants, they can understand complex sentences. They even get slang and industry jargon. Plus, they can actually remember past conversations, so you don't have to keep repeating yourself.
That's a huge improvement. I hate feeling like I'm talking to a wall. What else makes these digital assistants so special?
They're also getting much better at understanding your intent. You're figuring out what you're trying to achieve, even if you don't phrase it perfectly. Imagine you're talking to your bank's digital assistant. You could say something like, "I think I was overcharged for that ATM withdrawal," and it would know you're trying to dispute a transaction.
So it's not just picking up on keywords, it's trying to understand the meaning behind what I'm saying.
That's right.
Pretty impressive. Do you have any real-world examples of these super smart digital assistants in action?
Sure. Let's say you have a question about your car insurance policy. You could chat with the insurance company's digital assistant instead of calling and waiting on hold. These assistants can answer most of your questions quickly and accurately, leaving the human agents to deal with the really complicated cases. And the best part is, they've been able to do all of this while keeping customer satisfaction high.
So it's a win-win. AI is handling the routine stuff, freeing up humans for the complex issues, and everyone's happy. It seems like AI is striking that perfect balance between efficiency and a personalized touch. But can these digital assistants handle every situation? I mean, what happens if I have a really complex issue that actually requires a human?
That's a really important point. As amazing as these digital assistants are, they can't replace human interaction altogether. So a well-designed system should always have what we call a graceful fallback option.
Graceful fallback, what does that mean?
It means the system knows when it's hit its limits and can seamlessly transfer you to a human agent without you having to repeat all your information.
So it's all about making that transition as smooth and painless as possible.
You got it.
Okay, so far we've been talking about how AI is used reactively, to answer our questions, solve problems. But what about being proactive? Can AI actually anticipate what we need before we even ask?
You're thinking about what we call predictive customer service. And the answer is yes, absolutely. It's happening right now. We're moving beyond just waiting for problems to pop up and then reacting. AI is enabling companies to anticipate and address those issues before they even become problems.
Okay, this is getting seriously futuristic. How does this work in the real world? Are companies really able to predict what I need before I even know I need it?
It's not about precognition. It's about data. Think of an AI system that's constantly analyzing data streams from your product usage, your service interactions, even your social media posts.
So they're basically spying on me.
Not spying, but definitely monitoring. It's like having a team of experts constantly analyzing your every move, looking for subtle signs that something might be wrong.
Okay, I'm starting to get a little creeped out, but I see the potential. But how does all this translate into a better customer experience?
Let's say an elevator company is using AI to analyze data from their elevators. The AI might detect unusual vibrations or changes in operating patterns, things that could indicate a potential malfunction. So instead of waiting for the elevator to break down, the company can proactively send a technician to fix the problem, preventing a potentially dangerous situation.
Okay, that makes sense. So AI isn't just about convenience, it's about safety and reliability.
Absolutely. And it's not just about preventing problems. AI can also proactively reach out to you with helpful information or assistance. Let's say you're struggling to set up a new smart home device. AI might pick up on that based on your interactions with the company's app and send you a personalized message with tips, or even offer to connect you with a support agent.
So it's about being there for the customer when they need it most. Okay, that's super helpful, but how do companies make sure they're being helpful and not annoying when they contact me proactively? I don't want to feel like I'm being bombarded with messages.
That's the key, right? Finding the right balance.
Yeah.
Companies have to be sensitive to your preferences and only reach out when it's actually valuable and relevant to you. It's not about spamming you with random offers. It's about providing the right help at the right time.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've established that AI is really good at analyzing data and identifying patterns, but what about understanding our feelings? Can AI really grasp those subtle nuances of human emotion?
We're starting to see that capability emerge with what's called sentiment analysis. AI systems can now analyze customer feedback and go beyond just identifying whether a comment is positive or negative. They're getting much better at understanding the emotional tone behind what we say.
So AI is going beyond just keywords and actually trying to interpret the feelings behind the message.
You got it.
That's pretty amazing, but how is that helpful for companies? What do they do with all this emotional data?
It helps them understand how their customers are really feeling and where they can improve. Think about a company that just released a new product. Sentiment analysis can help them track how people are responding to that product in real time, allowing them to make adjustments or address concerns before they become big problems.
So my feedback actually matters. It's not just going into some void.
Absolutely. Companies are starting to realize that customer feedback is incredibly valuable, especially when it comes to understanding their emotions and what motivates them. And AI is the key to unlocking those insights.
This is all very impressive, but it also feels very futuristic. It's like everything's happening in real time.
It is. And that real-time decision-making is what allows companies to create these truly personalized and responsive experiences that people expect today.
Okay, break it down for me like I'm 5. How does AI actually make decisions in real time?
Think of it like this. AI is like a super smart brain that's constantly analyzing everything that's going on. It takes in data from your past behavior, your current context, even things like the weather, and it uses all that information to make split-second decisions.
So AI is like my personal assistant, always thinking 10 steps ahead and making adjustments as needed. But how is this actually used to improve the customer experience? Give me some real-world examples.
Let's say you're buying something online, and suddenly you get a notification that your credit card might be compromised. That's AI-powered fraud detection in action. The system analyzed your purchase history, your location, and other factors and identified a potential problem.
Okay, I definitely appreciate that level of security. What else?
E-commerce companies are using AI to adjust prices based on things like demand, inventory levels, and even what their competitors are doing. This helps them maximize their profits while still offering you the best possible price.
So it's not just about reacting to what's already happening, it's about predicting what might happen next. That's pretty cool. But with all this automation, is there any room for human oversight? I don't want to feel like I'm at the mercy of some algorithm.
That's a great point. While AI is incredibly powerful, it's not a replacement for human judgment. So the best systems are designed with both efficiency and ethics in mind, allowing for human intervention when necessary.
So it's not about eliminating humans from the equation, it's about giving them the tools and insights they need to make better decisions.
Exactly. AI should be a tool that helps us, not replaces us.
Got it. Okay, so it sounds like implementing all of this is a pretty complex undertaking. What are some of the biggest hurdles companies face when they try to integrate AI into their customer experience strategy?
Well, it starts with understanding if they're actually ready for this. They need to look at their technology, their data infrastructure, and even the skills of their team. Are they truly prepared to embrace AI?
So before you can even start the journey, you need to make sure you have the right map and the right vehicle.
Exactly. Once they've figured out where they stand, they need to choose the right technology for their specific needs. And there are a lot of options out there, which can make things pretty overwhelming.
Oh, I bet. There are so many AI tools and platforms these days. It's like trying to pick a favorite candy in a candy store.
That's a great analogy. Companies need to have a clear set of criteria before they start shopping.
Like what?
Well, they need to think about scalability. Can the solution grow with their business? Integration is another big one. Will it work smoothly with their existing systems? And of course, data handling capabilities. Can it manage the volume and complexity of their data?
So choosing the right technology is about finding the tool that fits the job.
Exactly. Then, of course, there's the data itself. We can't overstate how important data is for AI. It's the fuel that powers everything. But it's not enough to just have a lot of data. It has to be the right data in the right format, and it has to be easily accessible to those AI systems.
Sounds like preparation is key.
It is. Companies have to lay the groundwork before they can expect AI to deliver those amazing results.
So data management is a big part of that groundwork. What are some of the challenges companies face when it comes to their data?
Data silos are a big one. You've got all this valuable customer information scattered across different departments and systems. It makes it really hard to get a complete picture. Then there's the issue of data quality. If the data is inaccurate, incomplete, or inconsistent, it can really throw off the AI. And finally, there's data access. Even if the data is there, it might not be easily accessible to the AI systems.
It sounds like managing data is a full-time job.
It really is. Companies need a solid data strategy in place before they can even think about implementing AI. And that strategy needs to address all of these things: data silos, data quality, data access.
Okay, so they've got the technology, the data is prepped and ready to go. But what about the human element? I imagine there might be some hesitation from employees when it comes to AI. After all, it's a pretty big change.
You're absolutely right. Change can be scary, especially when we're talking about something as transformative as AI. And that's why change management is so crucial. Companies need to bring their employees along for the ride, help them understand how AI can actually benefit them.
It's about explaining the why behind the what.
You said it.
Yep.
And one of the best ways to do that is to focus on the positive impact AI can have on their jobs. It's not about replacing people. It's about helping them work smarter, not harder.
So instead of seeing AI as a threat, employees should see it as a tool that can make their jobs easier and more efficient.
Exactly. When people feel like they're part of the solution, not the problem, they're much more likely to embrace that change.
So it's about collaboration, not competition. Humans and AI working together.
That's the key.
Welcome back. We're continuing our deep dive into AI and the customer experience. My brain is still buzzing from all the incredible ways AI is being used. But it also seems like implementing this technology is a pretty daunting task. What are some of the key things companies need to consider to make this AI thing really work?
It's definitely not a walk in the park.
Hmm.
Implementing AI for a better customer experience is a complex process, and there's no one-size-fits-all approach. It takes time, resources, and a whole lot of strategic thinking.
So no easy button.
Not really. But there are definitely some proven steps companies can take to increase their chances of success. And it all starts with a realistic assessment of their own readiness.
Okay, so before you jump in, you need to know if you can actually swim.
Exactly. Companies need to take a hard look in the mirror and ask themselves, are we truly ready for AI? That means evaluating their current tech, their data infrastructure, and even the skills and mindset of their team.
It's like checking the map before you set out on a cross-country road trip. You need to know where you're starting, what kind of car you have, and if you've got enough snacks to last the whole journey.
That's a great analogy.
Mhm.
You need to understand your starting point, your destination, and what you'll need to get there. Once they've done that, they can start exploring the different technology options. And this is where it can get pretty overwhelming.
Oh, I can imagine. There are so many AI platforms and tools out there. It's like trying to choose a paint color when you have 1,000 shades of white to pick from.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to go into the process with a clear set of criteria.
What kind of criteria are we talking about?
Well, scalability is a big one. You want a solution that can grow with your business. Integration is another key factor. Will this new tech play nicely with your existing systems? And then there's data handling capability. Can it handle the volume and complexity of your data?
So it's not just about picking the shiniest new toy. It's about finding the tool that actually fits your needs.
Right. And then comes the data itself. We've said it before, but it's worth repeating. Data is the lifeblood of AI. It's what makes everything work. But it's not just about having a lot of data. It's about having the right data in the right format and making sure it's accessible to those AI systems that need it.
It sounds like there's a lot of prep work involved.
There is, but that groundwork is essential if you want AI to really deliver. And a big part of that prep work is data preparation.
So what are some of the data challenges companies typically run into?
Data silos are a big one. It's not uncommon for companies to have valuable customer information scattered across different departments and systems, making it difficult to get a complete view of the customer. Then there's data quality. If the data is a mess, full of errors and inconsistencies, it can throw off those AI systems. And finally, there's data access. Even if the data exists, it might not be readily available to the AI systems that need it.
Sounds like data management is a whole job in itself.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
You need a solid data strategy before you can even think about AI. And that strategy needs to address all those challenges: silos, quality, and access.
Okay, so they've got the tech figured out, the data is prepped and ready. But what about the people? I can imagine some employees might be hesitant about AI. After all, it's a pretty big change.
Absolutely. Change is hard, especially when it involves something as big and potentially disruptive as AI. And that's why change management is so critical. Companies need to bring their employees along, help them understand the benefits of AI, and address their concerns.
It's not just about telling them what's changing, it's about explaining why it's changing.
You got it. And one of the best ways to do that is to focus on the positive impact AI can have on their jobs. It's not about replacing them, it's about giving them tools to work smarter, not harder.
So instead of seeing AI as the enemy, employees should view it as an ally that can help them be more efficient and effective in their roles.
Precisely. When people feel like they're part of the solution, not the problem, they're much more likely to get on board.
So it's all about collaboration, not competition. Humans and AI working together as a team.
That's the key.
Okay, so we've talked about the importance of being ready, choosing the right technology, preparing the data, and managing the human element. What else do companies need to consider as they navigate this AI journey?
We've laid a solid foundation, but there's one more piece of the puzzle: the impact of AI on their customers. It's not just about internal changes. It's about making sure AI is being used to create a positive and ethical experience for everyone.
So it's not enough to just implement AI for AI's sake. You have to use it thoughtfully and responsibly.
Exactly. It's like Spider-Man's uncle always said, with great power comes great responsibility.
Okay, I'm all ears. Let's dive into this responsible use of AI. What are some of the things companies should be thinking about as they incorporate AI into the customer experience?
Transparency is huge. Customers have a right to know how their data is being used and how AI is shaping their interactions. Companies need to be upfront about their AI practices and give customers a sense of control over their data.
So it's about building trust and being open about how AI is being used. What else?
Fairness is another big one. AI systems can sometimes perpetuate existing biases, especially if they're not carefully designed and monitored.
So how can companies make sure their AI systems are fair and unbiased?
It starts with the data. The data used to train AI models needs to be representative of the entire customer base. And companies should regularly audit their algorithms to make sure they're not discriminating against certain groups.
It sounds like it takes a lot of ongoing effort to make sure those AI systems are behaving themselves.
It does. But it's essential. AI should be used to create a more equitable and inclusive experience for everyone. And that requires constant vigilance.
So it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing. AI needs ongoing attention to make sure it's aligned with a company's values.
Exactly. It's a continuous process. And that process should involve getting feedback from customers to make sure their needs and concerns are being addressed.
Okay, so we've got transparency, fairness, and ongoing monitoring. Anything else companies need to think about when it comes to using AI ethically?
Explainability is becoming increasingly important. Customers have a right to understand how AI systems are making decisions that affect them. Companies need to make those systems more transparent, more explainable.
So no more black box algorithms where nobody understands how the decisions are being made?
Right. It's about providing clear explanations so customers feel confident that the system is working in their best interest.
It sounds like a lot to juggle. Are there any tools or technologies that can help companies navigate these ethical challenges?
Absolutely. There's some really cool privacy-enhancing technologies emerging that can help companies strike a better balance between personalization and data protection.
Like what? Give me some examples.
One promising approach is something called federated learning. This allows AI systems to learn from data that's spread across lots of different devices without actually having to collect and centralize all that data.
So my data stays on my device, but the AI can still learn from it. Sounds like a win for privacy.
Exactly. It's a game changer for industries like healthcare, where data privacy is super sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's differential privacy, which basically adds a bit of noise to the data to protect individual privacy while still allowing for that big picture analysis.
So you're blurring the lines between individual data points so you can still see the overall trends without compromising anyone's privacy.
Exactly. These privacy-enhancing technologies are going to be crucial as AI becomes even more integrated into our lives.
It sounds like we're moving towards a world where we can have the best of both worlds, personalized experiences, without sacrificing our privacy.
That's the dream. Finding that sweet spot where AI can make our lives better without compromising our values.
It's a delicate balance, but it seems like companies are starting to take these ethical considerations more seriously.
They are, and that's encouraging. As AI gets more powerful, it's crucial that we have these conversations about responsible use and ethics.
I agree. This has been an incredibly thought-provoking conversation. It's amazing to see how AI is already changing the way we interact with businesses, but it's also clear that we need to be careful and make sure it's being used for good.
Couldn't agree more. AI is a powerful tool with the potential to do amazing things, but we need to use it wisely and make sure we're creating a better future for everyone.
Well, I'm definitely ready for more. How about we take a quick break and then come back for the final part of our AI adventure? We'll explore the trends and emerging technologies that are shaping the future of customer experience.
Sounds good to me. See you in a few.
And we're back for the final stretch of our AI journey. My brain is definitely full, but I'm also super excited to explore the future of AI and customer experience. What other mind-blowing advancements are on the horizon?
Well, buckle up, because we're about to step into a world where science fiction becomes reality. Let's start with emotional AI. This is a game changer that takes personalization to a whole new level.
Emotional AI. Okay, that sounds straight out of a movie. Are we talking about robots reading our minds now?
Not quite mind reading, but it's getting pretty close. These systems use a combination of computer vision, voice analysis, and natural language processing to analyze your facial expressions, your tone of voice, even your word choices. They can pick up on those subtle cues that reveal your emotional state, whether you're feeling frustrated, excited, or even bored.
So it's like AI can tell if I'm having a bad day.
In a way, yes. But the real power of emotional AI is its ability to create more empathetic and personalized interactions. Imagine calling customer service, and the AI agent on the other end can actually sense how you're feeling and adjust its tone and approach accordingly.
So if I'm already frustrated, the AI can be more patient and understanding.
Exactly. No more talking to those robotic voices that just follow a script.
Okay, I like where this is going. Are there any real-world examples of emotional AI in action?
Definitely. Companies are using emotional AI to analyze customer feedback, really understand what their customers are feeling and identify those pain points. They're also using it to personalize marketing messages and product recommendations.
So emotional AI can make those customer interactions feel more human and less transactional.
That's the goal.
Awesome. What other cool tech is coming down the pipeline?
Well, let's talk about augmented reality, or AR. This technology is already changing the way we shop, learn, and experience the world. And it has huge implications for customer experience.
Okay, AR is definitely cool, but how are companies using it to enhance the customer experience?
Imagine trying on clothes virtually in your own home, seeing how they look on you without ever setting foot in a store. Or picture being able to see how a new piece of furniture would look in your living room before you buy it.
I would love that. It would definitely save me from some buyer's remorse and a lot of trips back to the store for returns, but I can already do some of that with apps on my phone.
True, but as AR technology gets better and integrates more seamlessly with AI, those experiences will become even richer and more personalized. Imagine getting real-time style advice from an AI stylist as you're virtually trying on clothes. Or what if you could get personalized furniture recommendations based on your style and the dimensions of your room?
It's like having a personal shopper and interior designer all rolled into one. That's pretty amazing.
And AR is not just for retail. Think about getting step-by-step instructions for assembling a product, overlaid right on your real-world view through AR glasses. Or imagine being able to see how to fix a leaky faucet with the help of an AI-powered AR assistant.
Okay, that would be super helpful. It's like having a virtual expert guiding you through every step. I could definitely get behind that.
Absolutely. And when you combine AR with AI, the possibilities are pretty much endless.
Okay, you've officially blown my mind. What else is out there on the cutting edge of customer experience?
Let's talk about edge computing. This is a big deal for AI because it allows data to be processed closer to the source instead of being sent all the way to a central server.
So it's all about speed and efficiency.
Exactly. If your data has to travel all the way to a cloud server and back, it takes time. But with edge computing, the processing can happen right there on your device or at a nearby server, which means faster response times.
And faster response times mean a smoother, more satisfying experience for everyone, especially for those of us who are used to instant gratification.
Right. And edge computing is especially important for AI applications that require real-time personalization. Imagine walking into a store, and the digital displays adapt to your preferences as you move through the aisles, all thanks to edge computing processing your data in real time.
Okay, that's next level personalization. It's like the store can read my mind.
In a way, yes. And edge computing isn't just for retail. Think about the Internet of Things. We're already surrounded by connected devices, our phones, our cars, our appliances, and that number is only going to grow. Edge computing allows those devices to process data locally, which makes them smarter and more responsive.
So my refrigerator could order groceries before I even realize I'm out of milk.
Exactly. Edge computing and AI are working together to create a world where our devices anticipate our needs and simplify our lives.
It sounds like a future with a lot less stress and a lot more convenience. Sign me up.
And while we're on the topic of the future, we can't forget about quantum computing. This is a truly revolutionary technology that could change everything we know about AI.
Okay, I'm ready to take the quantum leap. What's the deal with this mysterious technology?
Quantum computers are fundamentally different from the computers we use today. They use the principles of quantum mechanics, which allows them to perform calculations at speeds that are unimaginable for traditional computers.
So they're like supercomputers on steroids.
That's a pretty good analogy.
Mm.
And all that processing power could have a huge impact on AI. Quantum computers could help us develop new AI algorithms, enable more sophisticated data analysis, and unlock possibilities for personalization and prediction that we haven't even thought of yet.
It sounds like quantum computing could take AI to a whole new level. But is this something that's years or even decades away?
It's still early days, but the field is advancing rapidly. We're likely to see some major breakthroughs in the next few years that could have a significant impact on AI and customer experience.
So quantum computing is definitely something to watch. What other trends are shaping the future of AI in this space?
Voice technology is getting more and more sophisticated. We're already used to interacting with voice assistants like Siri and Alexa, but the next generation of voice interfaces will be even more impressive. They'll be able to understand more complex requests, remember past interactions, and even anticipate your needs.
It'll be like having a conversation with a really smart and helpful friend, except this friend is always available and never gets tired of my questions.
Exactly. And this will make voice a primary channel for interacting with businesses. Imagine ordering food, booking a flight, or even getting financial advice just by talking to an AI-powered voice assistant.
It sounds like the Jetsons, but it's actually happening. What else are we missing?
Don't forget about digital twins. These are virtual representations of physical objects or processes. Companies are using them to simulate and optimize customer experiences before they're even rolled out.
So it's like a dress rehearsal for the customer experience.
Exactly. Companies can test out different scenarios and see how customers might react before they actually launch anything.
That's a brilliant way to reduce risk and make sure they're delivering a great experience. And it sounds like we've come full circle back to the importance of data. All of these technologies depend on data to work.
Data is absolutely essential for AI.
Yeah.
And as we generate more and more data, the potential for AI to improve the customer experience will only increase.
This has been a truly mind-expanding conversation. It's incredible to think about all the ways AI is being used to enhance our experiences as consumers. From personalized recommendations to predictive customer service to voice-activated assistants, the possibilities are pretty much endless.
I agree. It's a really exciting time to be alive. I'm excited to see what the future holds for AI and customer experience.
I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by all the possibilities, but definitely optimistic about the future. Thanks for taking us on this incredible journey through the world of AI-powered customer experience. I can't wait to see what we'll be talking about in our next deep dive.
You're very welcome. And until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of AI.